Hi everyone, welcome to my very first YouTube yoga flow. My name's Jamie and I've got a fun yoga class planned for you today. So it's festival season here in Louisiana, and this weekend would be Festival International, which is a big music and arts festival that we all look forward to every single year. Of course, because of the recent closures and social distancing, we're not able to have a physical festival this year. But there's no reason that we can't still get into the festival spirit, bring about some creative energy, and really just express ourselves and have fun. So that's why I came up with this flow, and I hope you enjoy it. It's a little bit different. I'll be adding in some different types of movements, all just based on the theme of creative expression, community connection, and having fun. So we'll get started with this fun festival flow, and I will not have any music playing in the video, but I will be linking the Spotify playlist for Festival International this year. So if you are able to, please play that as you follow along in the class. We'll begin with a quick senses meditation. So you can come just to an easy seat. If you've got a block or a pillow, you might want to sit on it to lift your hips over your knees. Just cross your legs. Bring your hands down on your legs, on your thighs. Sit up tall, relax your shoulders, and close your eyes. Take a moment to check in with your breath. So don't try and change anything. Just observe what's going on. Have you been holding your breath? Or have you had shallow breaths? How long is your inhale? And how long is the exhale? Then start to deepen. Inhale for at least a count of 4. Exhale it all out through your nose. And start to picture the room around you. So if your eyes were open, what would you see? Maybe you're outside and you'd see plants, trees, houses. Maybe you're inside and you'd see furniture, a yoga mat. Just picture what is going on around you in a visual sense. And then draw your gaze inward. So what are you actually seeing with your eyes closed? Maybe it's the inside of your eyelids. Maybe you're imagining a vision of your head space. Or maybe some images are just popping up into your mind. Just see them. Notice what they are, what they look like, how often they change or evolve. Continue with your deep, slow breaths. And bring your attention to any external noises that you can hear. Maybe you hear birds or cars, Maybe you hear something more nearby. So notice the distant noises and notice the ones that are close. And then draw your attention inward to the sounds going on inside you. Maybe you can hear your breath moving in and out of your nose. Maybe you can even hear it going deeper into your body. Maybe you can hear yourself swallow. Just hear anything that's going on internally. And stay with your breath as you bring your attention to your sense of smell. Are there any external smells? Do you smell anything in particular in your current environment? And then focus inward. Is the sense of smell alive in your memory, in your imagination? There's no right or wrong. Just notice if you're able to sense anything internally with your sense of smell. And then do the same with taste. Maybe there's an actual taste left in your mouth. That would be the external. Or maybe there's a memory or some food you're craving and you can almost taste it. Maybe crawfish bread or spinach boats. If you've been to a festival here in Louisiana, you know what I mean. And start to deepen your breath again. Full inhale through your nose. Let it all out through your nose. Bring your awareness to your sense of touch. Feel your sit bones pressing into your mat or block. Feel your legs against your mat against your legs. Feel the air on your skin. And feel your clothes touching against you. And start to bring this sense of feeling inward. Is there anywhere in your body that feels tight? Are there any physical sensations going on that don't seem to have any external explanation, or really just what you're feeling internally? Anything from hunger, butterflies in your belly, tightness in your chest or opening in your chest, tingling in your hands or feet. Just notice it. Just get in touch with what you're feeling, what sensations are coming up. Get present in your body and breathe deeply. Get in touch with the 5 senses that help us experience the world around us and the world within us. Bring your hands together at your heart. Press your thumb knuckles into the center of your chest. Take a deep inhale through your nose and sigh out through your mouth. Blink your eyes open and remove your block. Come into hero pose. So you'll kneel on your mat. Press your hips down on your heels. Get back in touch with your breath here. Inhale through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Reach your arms up overhead. Twist over to your right side. So you'll place your right hand behind you, your left hand on your right thigh. And as you inhale, extend your spine up, sit tall. As you exhale, deepen into your twist, press into your right thigh. Continue to breathe. We'll do lots of twists today because twists help the internal processes of digestion, of detoxing, and at festivals, of course, we eat and drink a whole lot. Yeah, so we're just aiding our body in those processes. Inhale, back up to center. Reach your arms up high. Exhale, twist left. See if you can keep your hips and your knees center, and then twist from your belly button. Like I said, we'll do lots of twists today. We're starting off gentle. And then reach your arms overhead. Bring your hands down. Come into fire toes. So you're going to curl your toes under. You might need to use your hands to get your pinky toes to curl under. And you'll just sit back here on your heels. If this is too intense, you can take a block and place it under your hips to take a little bit of weight off of your feet. And this is just stretching through the arches of your feet, your Achilles tendons, getting your feet stretched out so we can start to move and dance. And lift your hips up. Remove the block if you used one. Walk your hands out and press up into downward facing dog. Now feel if your body is tight and bend one knee and then the other. Just get comfortable in your down dog. We're going to bring in a little something extra here. So ground down through your feet and your hands. Relax your head. And as you press your hips up high, I want you to shake your hips side to side. We're dancing today because we're celebrating festivals, even if we can't be there. Stick with your breath. And come back to center in your down dog. Look forward between your hands and walk your feet to come into a forward fold. And we'll warm up our body with some sun salutations. Lift halfway, lengthen your spine. Fold again. Ground down through your feet, lift up, reach your arms up overhead. Pull your belly in to keep a strong core. Press your shoulders down to relax. And on an exhale, bring your hands to prayer. This time, reach your arms overhead, extended mountain, and we'll bring in festival hands. So you can rotate your wrists, sway your arms side to side. Anything you would do at a concert when you're getting all excited, jumping around, what would you do with your arms? Yeah, and just have fun, be silly, it's okay. Extended mountain, fold forward. Lift halfway, plant your hands, come into high plank. low plank, chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Shake your hips around, move your booty, have fun in the pose. Come back to center, inhale, look forward, exhale, step to the top of your mat. Lift halfway, fold, extended mountain, right away, festival hands, move your body, move your arms, and fold forward. Halfway lift, high to low plank. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Move your hips around, get moving. Like, how's your body feel now that we've started flowing, now that we've started dancing? Then look forward, step to the top of your mat. Halfway lift, fold, extended mountain, festival hands, festival arms, just move your body around and fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog, downward facing dog. Good job. Stay here and breathe. You can move your hips or just take a resting down dog. Then you'll walk your hands back to meet your feet. Bring your toes to touch and sink down into a chair pose. So you'll want your shoulders to be stacked over your hips. Pull your knees back so you can see your toes. The weight is in the corners of your feet, not in your toes. Place your hands on your hips. Shake your hip one way, then the other, again, and then the other side. Back to center, fold forward. Lift halfway, walk your hands out, come into plank. Lower down through chaturanga, upward facing dog, downward facing dog. High crescent lunge. Ground down through your feet. Use your core to lift up. Lift the front of your pelvis up toward your belly button. Sink down into your hips. Arms up high and hands to heart for a twist. So this is an even deeper twist than we've done so far. So as you inhale, extend your spine. Exhale, deepen into it. Open your arms up. Create vitality. Yeah, like you're really getting your body going. You might even be starting to sweat. Come back to center. We'll move into a side plank. So you'll plant your left hand down. Bring your right foot to meet your left. Flex your feet. Keep your hips lifted. Reach your arm up to the sky. Then come into wild thing. So you'll lift your right leg. Drop it behind your left and reach. Yeah, I love this pose. I feel like it's one of the most spirited and freeing poses. So it had to be in this flow today. All right, come back to center, high to low plank. Upward facing dog. The downward facing dog. Festival hips, move your booty around. Step your left foot forward this time. Rise up into your high crescent lunge. Right heel stacked over your toes. Press your right thigh up. Strong legs. Open hips. Reach your arms. Hands to your heart. Twist left. Hips stay squared as you twist through your belly button. Open your arms up. Yeah, with each exhale, it's like you're giving something up. Give up the negativity, the seriousness, and just be here to play. Be here to have life within you. All right, come back to center. Side plank on the right side. Plant your right hand down. Bring your left foot back to meet your right. Reach up. And wild thing. Now really be wild. Lift your hips up. Express the pose in a fun way. Keep your breath flowing. High to low plank. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Shake your booty. And then walk your hands back to meet your feet. Bring your toes to touch. Sink down into your chair pose. And we're going to, of course, move our hips. 1, 2, 3, 4. Come to center. And twist over to the right side. Keep your knees even. And twist through your belly button. Reach your arms up to the sky. Breathe. Exhale to go deeper. And back to center in chair. Hands to your hip. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back to center. Hands to your heart to twist left. Now keep your hands at the center of your chest and press into your thigh to twist deeper. Open up your arms. Now this is an intense pose, but can you make it fun? Can you be lively, full of life? And back to center. Yeah, and let's just shake our hips one more time. And fold forward. Separate your feet for ragdoll. Relax your upper body down. And then you'll bring your feet to the width of your mat. Toes face forward but slightly outward. And sink your hips down into Malasana, goddess squat. Press your elbows out into your thighs to open up your hips. This is a strong, powerful pose. Deep breaths. And bring your hands down. Bring your hips up for a forward fold. Feet back to center. Lift halfway and fold. Rise up to extended mountain, festival arms. Move around and dance. And fold forward. Halfway lift. Walk your hands out. Come into high plank. Low plank. Upward facing dog. To downward facing dog. Inhale, look forward. Exhale, step or hop. Lift halfway. Fold. Rise to extended mountain. And lift your right leg. You can bend your knee or straighten it out. But bring your arms out to the side for balance and pretend like you've got people here that you're dancing with, holding on to. Create a sense of community and connection. And bring your leg out to the side. Yeah, so even though we're not physically together, we can still create that sense of connection. Imagine you're in a big yoga class or at a big concert. You've got people next to you, you're swaying side to side with each other, supporting each other. Come back to center, press back for airplane. Keep your arms out. Yeah, because that's kind of what this is all about. Festivals are all about community, connection, and everyone just getting to be themselves and support each other. Bend your right knee. Grab onto your right ankle for dancer. Press your right shin straight back as your chest presses forward to open up your heart. Keep breathing. And bring your right foot down. Come out of the pose. All right, other side. Ground down through your right foot, lift your left leg. Keep it bent or straighten it out. It's up to you. Move your arms out. We've got our community of people here. Even if we're not physically present, like we can all connect with one another. Bring your left leg out to the left side. Keep your eye on one point. Back through center, airplane pose. And in these balancing poses, it's fine if you fall out of them. Like, we don't have to take ourselves so seriously. We can just play around. It's just yoga. It's fun. It's expressive and creative. Bend your left knee. Press your shins straight back for dancer. And of course, I had to include this pose. Dancer pose. If you're at a festival, you better be dancing. But you can dance at home. Pretend like you're at a festival. All right, come to standing. Step to the top of your mat, reach up. Festival arms, really move around this time, have fun. Fold forward. Halfway lift, chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Pyramid pose. Step your right foot forward. Left foot comes halfway up. Straighten your knee and fold. So ground down through your feet. Keep a slight bend in your knees. No reason to lock them out. Let your head drop. Relax. Then we'll move into revolved triangle. You can use a block if you'd like, or just bring your fingertips down to your mat. Left hand comes down. Right arm reaches up. Extend your spine forward toward the top of your mat and then twist. See if you can keep your hips level and squared. And then remove the block. Flow through chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. Left side, pyramid. Left foot comes forward, right foot halfway up. Fingertips down. Drop your head. Keep your gaze at a single point at the back of your mat. And focus on just being here. Revolve triangle. And I told you there would be lots of twists. Extend and then twist. Now remember, each exhale, let go of something that's not serving you. So you're getting your internal organs really working, getting rid of what you don't need. Chaturanga. Upward facing dog. Downward facing dog. All right, show me your festival hips. Shake your booty. And bring your knees down. Keep your hips lifted as you walk your hands out toward the top of your mat. Bring your hands wide enough so your pinky fingers fall off your mat. Forearms come down and chest melts towards your mat. So you're not pressing it down, you're really just allowing it to drop. We're going to start opening up our hearts and our chest, our whole front of our body. Because that's where a lot of our creative, expressive, passionate energy is. Press through the palms of your hands to come forward and lower onto your belly. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders. And don't press them down into your mat, just hold them lightly on your mat. And lift your chest up, gaze out right in front of you for a baby cobra. And lower down. And lift your chest again, and then lift your thighs for locust pose. You can bring your palms down by your hips, or keep spider fingers on your mat. Breathe. Lower down. Come into floor bow. It's a pretty deep heart opener. Grab your ankles on the outside of your ankles. Press your shins straight back so your knees aren't splaying out. Just lift your thighs and press your legs back. Breathe. Yeah, and maybe you start rocking back and forth. Make this pose big and fun and expressive. And then lower down. Good job. Turn your head to one side. Press up to your knees. We'll come into camel pose. Keep your toes curled under. Come up on your knees. Press your hips forward. So you want to keep the front of your hips stacked over your quads. And just allow your belly, your chest, your shoulders to open up. If it's available, you can grab your heels. And then safely just allow your head to drop back. Feel your throat open up. Like, notice if there's anything you're holding on to, not expressing. And then sigh out through your mouth. Clear that all out. Slowly lift up. Head's the last thing to come up. And just sit back on your heels. Resist the urge to fold forward right after that pose. Bring your legs out in front of you, soles of your feet down on your mat for high bridge. So your fingers, hips should be able to just slightly graze your heels. Press your hips up high. You can work your shoulders underneath your back. Interlace your fingertips to create more opening. So you're opening up the whole front of your body here. You might be feeling a lot. You might be feeling some vulnerability come up. Maybe some fear. Yeah, see if you can just be willing to express the pose and be big and bold. And then bring your hands up to the outer edges of your mat by your ears and press up into full wheel. This is the peak of our practice. This is a big pose. Make it fun and expressive by lifting a leg. Maybe you can even dance around like this. Point your toes, flex your foot. Other leg, lift it up. Yeah, and can you enjoy this pose? Can you have fun with it? And keep breathing. And then lower down. Bring the soles of your feet together, knees out wide. Supta Baddha Konasana. Eyes are open. Remain in your flow. There's nowhere else you'd rather be. Use your hands to lift your knees back up to center. Bring your feet out wide on your mat and allow your knees to TP in. Rock and roll. Land in high boat. Keep your lower back lifted, core pulled in. Knees can be straight or bent. Bring your arms out to the side. Just breathe through this pose. On an exhale, release back and rock again. This time, rock all the way to downward facing dog. One more time, shake your booty around. Then move into half pigeon on the right side. So your right shin is about parallel to the top of your mat. You're on the side edge of your right foot rather than on the top. See if you can keep your hips even. If you need to, you can place a block underneath your right hip. And left leg goes straight back behind you. Walk your hands forward, drop your chest and your head down. And just relax into the pose. Focus on being present with your breath and with any physical sensations that come up. I talked a little bit earlier about how we hold on to this creative energy, this passion, a lot of stuff in the front of our bodies. And this is opening up the hips, where we hold a lot of desire and emotion. So you might feel a lot coming up from this, from opening up your hips. Instead of pushing that away or trying to distract yourself from it, see if you can be with it, whatever it is. And lift your chest up. We'll move into half pigeon on the other side. So bring your right foot to meet your left. You can move through down dog if you'd like. And then bring your left leg forward. Now, more or less might be available on this side. So you might be more flexible or tighter on one side. It's very normal. Just relax down. And different energies, different emotions might be coming up on this side too. And just consider, what if you didn't make these emotions or these feelings wrong? What if you didn't make them mean something about you? Like, what if you could just be with your thoughts, your feelings, your desires, and not consider them bad or wrong? Sometimes the hardest stuff we go through, the hardest feelings we have, sometimes those are the ones that create the most beautiful artwork or music. So the difficulties, the struggles, they're beautiful in their own way. So can you appreciate them as that? Can you appreciate this moment and everything you're feeling that's a part of it? Slowly lift out of the pose. Come into a seated forward fold. Legs out in front of you, knees slightly bent. And just fold forward. Stretch out the muscles in the low back after opening your hips up. Drop your head. Reverse tabletop. Place your hands right behind your hips. Press into the soles of your feet to lift your hips up. Drop your head back, open up your throat. Sigh out anything that's not serving you. Yeah, feel that physical release. Lower your hips down. For fish pose, prop yourself up on your forearms. Open up your chest and drop your head back again. Again, sigh out through your mouth. Clear out your throat. Anything you're holding on to and not expressing, let it out now. Next we'll come into an inversion. You might take waterfall or shoulder stand. I'm going to do a headstand. And if you have a headstand practice, you can join me. Remember to keep your weight more in your arms and shoulders and a strong core. Or maybe you want to do a handstand and go to the wall. Just play around, get upside down. Open your mind up to a new perspective. Yeah, it helps with the creative process. All right, if you took a headstand, take a restorative child's pose. And come down onto your back. For our last few poses, we'll come into one of my favorite poses, which is banana pose. So you're putting your body in the shape of a banana. Move your hips over to the right side, and your feet go over towards the left side of your mat. Then lift your shoulders, head and neck, and move over to the left. So you'll want to keep both sit bones down on your mat. And if you're able to do that, but you still want to go deeper, you can cross your right leg over your left. This stretches out your side body. It also helps with the internal processes in your torso. And we hold a lot of creative energy in this solar plexus area, the area of our belly. Yeah, and that creative energy is so important for everyone. Doesn't matter what your job is or what your hobbies or way of expressing yourself is. Could be math or writing or music or art, and you still need your creativity. Come back to center and move to the other side. Hips go to the left, upper and lower body goes over to the right. And just let this pose feel good in your body. And maybe it'll open up something in you, some creativity that's been blocked, some form of expression you want to put out into the world. We all have these unique talents and skills and desires that connect us with others. And that's what festivals are about. That's what yoga is about. See if we can get in touch with that. Move back to center. Stick with your intentional yogic breaths for a few more moments. One last pose on each side. Hug your knees in. Drop them over to the left side. Your right hip is stacked on top of your left. Keep both shoulders down on your mat for a gentle twist. Done lots of twists today to help with the mobility and the muscles around our spine. Also to aid the internal processes of the body, and to just bring vitality and life to the practice. Bring your knees back to center. Drop them over to the other side. This pose feels good at the end of a yoga flow. Stretches out your low back, the side of your hips. Move your knees back up to center. Hug them in one last time. And then extend your arms and legs out wide. Take up space on your mat for your final resting pose. Relax your head down, relax your face. Allow your breath to come and go as it pleases. No efforting. Just acceptance of the beautiful moment that you're in right now. Shavasana. Start to reawaken your body. Move around. And roll over into a fetal position on one side. Gently press up into Sukhasana, easy seat. Bring your hands together at your heart. Press your thumb knuckles into heart center, the center of your being. Close your eyes. Take in all of the creative and expressive and connection energy that you built up in this fun practice today. Give yourself gratitude and love. You've done something good for your mind, body, and spirit. Go out into the world, express yourself, have fun, connect with others. Shine your light. Namaste. Feel your breath intentionally move.